live on Offshore Explorer, and then you should go on your Facebook and tell people, and I'll go on my Facebook and tell people.
I'm texting Kim.
Ah.
She probably wants to know.
Okay. Well, we are live now. We'll just give a second or so. I will. Okay. All right. We have one person watching and a thumbs up. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, it's Barbara. Thank you, Barbara. Okay, so hi everyone. Oh, we have more people joining us. That's great. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. If you have any comments, feel free to, or any questions. We just want to do a quick Facebook Live and say hello to everybody. Our latest episode, Symi, Greece, did very well. And we want to thank you guys for tuning in. And we just want to do a little fun little Friday afternoon, just to drop in kind of a bonus episode here for you guys to talk a little bit more about Symi, about Greece. If you guys have any questions or anything, feel free to pop in. Yes, we're doing okay. Thank you for asking. So Scott, I know that.
That's me.
Yeah, that's you.
I was trying to find how I could. I don't see the live thing.
Oh, it's
yet,
it's on the Facebook. I think you have to share. I have no idea.
So I can answer questions. It doesn't matter. You can do it and tell me what the questions are, and then
okay.
I'll do it.
Okay.
I can focus on good things that we need to focus on.
Okay.
So
I guess the first thing we wanted to talk about is, some of the if somebody's going to Symi, Greece, and going to Symi for the first time, first off, what would you recommend that they do when they're in Symi? Like the first day, first time you're there, what would you recommend?
Sleeping. Because anywhere you are, it's a long trip.
Okay.
You have to fly to Rhodes, Greece. Then from there you get on a ferry, and the ferry takes you to Symi. Mm-hmm. I think they have an airport now, but that's not the way most people will arrive.
Okay.
You take the ferry there. You drag all your luggage off the ferry. Okay. You'll meet a cab or one of like Symi tours, which we have Symi tours on our.
It's in the show notes. Yeah.
It's in the show notes. Yeah. And they'll meet you there, and they want to know who you are, where you are, and then you're off to your hotel. Sometimes the hotels will have people there. Most of the hotels are fairly close, unless you're going to ones in Pedi, which you definitely need to drive. But for the most part, everybody it's right there. I mean, it's maybe 500 yards long.
So just walking distance, once you get off.
It's all walking distance.
Okay, that's great.
Dragging all your stuff off the ferry, it's an adventure to get there. So once you're there, you get to your hotel room, you open the windows, beautiful ocean breeze. You probably just want to relax.
Yeah, or grab a glass of wine.
Yeah, definitely. But, if you come on the ferry comes in the afternoon. Mostly brings guests for the hotel in the morning. So there's only a couple of ferries scheduled that come from Rhodes. There are ferries that come from Turkey and ferries that come from Samos and ferries that actually come from Athens. So it's a lot of traffic. It's not as much as it sounds, but there's still a lot of traffic.
Okay.
So there's a lot of ways to get there. None of them are easy.
Okay.
Which adds to the charm of the place.
Yeah, and smaller crowds too, I'm sure.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So in terms of food, we talked a little bit in the episode. What would you recommend when you get there if you want to get something to eat?
Well, there's a couple of restaurants that are right on the quay. There's Tholos, which is there. That's everything serves really great seafood, sort of typical Greek affair. There are a couple Italian restaurants there. Tratta Trawler is also a good restaurant. That has a little bit of a Italian twist. And if you're going to Greece and you're thinking, why would I want to eat Italian food in Greece? Well, the Italians ran this part of Greece for 10, 20 years. So there's a great Italian influence in this part of Greece. Not to mention the Romans. You want to kick back to that. If you're over in Petty Harbor, there's my favorite restaurant over in Petty Harbor is Tolis. Easy to see. It's right on the beach. That's where you can get the famous Symi shrimp that I mentioned. That's a specialty. There's shrimp there. So, and it's all open and Christmas lights and decorations. But it's a wonderful festive feeling. But most people don't go to eat there until 10, 11 o'clock at night when it's cooled off.
Okay. So it's too hot during the day to really go sit out and eat.
Yeah.
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 Okay, great. And so if somebody was in Symi and if they wanted to do any activities, like any hiking or swimming, what are some good options there?
Well, obviously swimming everywhere because the water is crystal clear and it's super, super clean. Unfortunately, a lot of the fish are gone. It's been overfished in Dodecanese a lot for years. One of the best things to do, I love the walk. I'm a big walker, so your walk is either going to be uphill or downhill. There's no in between because it's all mountainous.
Yeah.
And when you go up the mountains, if you've seen some of the pictures of Symi, they wind all the way up into the mountains, and there's usually little tavernas or cafes where you could stop and get a drink of water or coffee or little something, and you can just go up and over the hill and down the hill. You can really, really hike if you're in Symi town. If you want to go out to the monastery, now that's a real long hike. It's best to probably go out, take one of the tour buses like Symi Tours. They'll take you out there, and then you can pretty much wander around. You can't go wrong. The island is not that big.
Yeah.
You could walk the whole island if you're a really strong walker.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll put it that way. So,
yeah.
I like walking because they have this wild rosemary there that is just precious. It's like you haven't tasted rosemary this beautiful, and it's just right on this island. I've never found it anywhere, so it's one of my favorite things. And another thing is they do some homemade yogurt there, but it's mostly a family affair.
Yeah.
And some of the restaurants will have yogurt, and it's yogurt that, like grandma made this yogurt you've never had. This is real Greek yogurt. It's got a different flavor to it.
So if you go to a cafe or a bar or whatever, if they have some of the yogurt, you would recommend trying it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. And usually the waiters will come up, and I guess the thing too is Greek waiters are generally highly educated. They normally speak several languages.
Yeah.
So they can turn you on to almost anything. They're like walking encyclopedias of knowledge in general.
Wow. No, that's great. And in terms of any touristy historical sites you would recommend? I know you talked about the Byzantine Church.
They have a museum up there That's actually very, very cool to go to.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of little things that aren't on the tourist map, so to speak, that if you go hiking, you can find. I say in the Symi thing, I had a monkey, which was a little Yamaha scooter.
Yeah.
Right. And I used to scoot around, all around Symi in that. They have up on the mountain ridge, they have the windmills up there that were built by the Knights of St. John. So it's stuff to go look at, some beautiful places. Most people will go to the beaches and swim, like either in Petty, or there's a couple of other beaches whose names right now escape me. But there's boats you can get on. They'll take you out there. You can spend the whole day. Then they bring you back to your hotel. It's all very convenient. It's not very far. You get a real taste of the life.
Yeah. No, that's great. And then, and in terms of, do you know if there's any like shopping or like great little shops to go to? Is it like on the main strip?
Yeah, just on the main strip. There's a couple of little things. I wouldn't say it's a great shopping place, and they have a couple of little boutiques, local boutique kind of things, but for the most part, you don't go there for shopping.
Yeah,
that's not a shopping destination. Symi, if you're not on a boat, is rent a house, spend the summer, okay, eat, drink, read, and sleep.
Yeah.
You sleep during the day, you go out at night. There's no discos. There's some music places, but nothing elaborate. And it's just a real low key, cool kind of place. If you're going to write a book, you want to write a book, that's the place to go.
Yeah.
A lot of writers, a lot of filmmakers and directors go there. I have several friends that, they freaked out when they found out that I was doing a piece on Symi. I've been there. I love it.
That's great. Let's see. Anything else you would recommend in terms of Symi, Greece, or the area that people check out?
No, I think the best thing to do is to realize that it's a discovery. Discover stuff that's interesting to you. It's not a tourist place. There's no tourist zone. Okay, you're living with the people. However temporary you may be, but you're still living with the people. So if you get up really early and you're at 3-4 o'clock in the morning, you can watch the fishermen get in their boats and go out. I don't know if that's very thrilling to people, but when they come in and they work their nets, you see the catch of the day, all the rest of that kind of stuff. That's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Symi is, of course, known for its sponges. It still has a few, but the sponges were so famous that they were the sponge to have and to buy at Harrods in London.
Yeah. Well, when you say sponge, what do you mean exactly? Not like a dish sponge. Like
it comes from the sea. It comes from the sea. It's a sponge. It's actually an organism, and it's actually a coral is what it is to the coral family. And they cut it off of and they bring it up, and it operates as a real sponge. It's very fine. It's very interesting. So, and they have a little diver museum for sponge stuff too. Yeah. So it's it's not a big deal, but it's interesting. It's an interesting little tidbit.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Is there anything about Symi that did not make it into the episode?
Oh boy, yeah. I mean, I went to Symi for close. I mean, I've been there in the summer. 18 years worth of summers, and lots of interesting. I've had lots of interesting adventures there. I would take my boat out of Rhodes, okay, which is very busy. The harbor and the marine. It's in the city. It's a city port. To a certain extent. And after you're there for a while, you're just like, okay, I'm ready to get out of here. All right.
Yeah.
And this is a great place to come and dive and swim and just kick back. It's wonderful for that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, there's other stories. I think I have some more stories I'm going to tell, especially one, which is the cockroach story, which is actually famous among my friends. We had gone we were anchored in Petty, and we were there for, I don't know, about 3 weeks. We were running out of food. So I had to go over to Symi town and get food for the boat. That's the grocery store is over there. And I went into a little shop and I was buying cases of Fanta Orange. If anybody has been to Greece, you will know that Fanta Orange is not the same Fanta anywhere else in the world. It's almost like an Orangina. It's it's delicious. It's the only soft drink that I will entertain drinking, unless there's alcohol in it. Then all bets are off. But I was in the shop and I was buying cases of the stuff, and there was like one case left. So I said, okay, I'll get that case. And the woman kind of looked at me. She said, it's been there a while. I don't know if you really want it. I said, it's okay. It's the only one left, and we need it. So I took it, and I put it on the boat. It was kind of rattled. It was all ratty, but it was just a case. This is cans of soda, right?
Yeah.
So I put it on the boat. We go all the way around to Petty, anchor. We're all set. I'm going to take all the soda out, and I'm going to put it in a cooler. And this, I had at the time, I was on a big power boat, and I was a San Lorenzo 72. So it's a big boat. Anyway, so I'm in the cabin, and I go to start to open it up by tearing the plastic off, and 100 little tiny cockroaches run out of it.
Yikes!
Which is like death now for a boat. Getting a cockroach is like you can't have a cockroach on there. So I grab the soda and I drop it over the side.
Into the ocean.
Into the ocean. And I still have all these little cockroaches. So my mate runs in. I said, get me this, the Raid, give me this stuff. So I'm spraying literally spraying Raid on these cockroaches. You have to imagine, it's in the carpet. They're in the carpet. They're trying to escape. They're all little baby cockroaches. All right? And I run out of Raid. So she goes and she gets me Greek Raid. Okay? Now, these little cockroaches just kept walking along when I had the American Raid on them. They were like, are you kidding me? Like, this is what you're going to kill me with?
They're like showering in the Raid, yeah.
Yeah. But when I sprayed it, okay, the Greek Raid on them, it was like, they just stopped in their tracks.
Yeah.
And I got all of them. And I mean, there must have been 100 cockroaches.
Wow.
I got all of them.
Wow. That's crazy.
That's the thing about living on a boat and working in different places, and sometimes you got to be careful. So
yeah, absolutely. So what happens if you get a cockroach in the boat? Like, do they start breeding?
They breed. Yeah, they can stay there forever.
Oh.
They can. Yeah, there's you take to get rid of them. You make a mixture of sodium chloride and or baking soda and sweet milk.
Yeah.
Like the cans of Carnation sweet milk, the condensed milk.
Yeah.
Okay. And you make little bowls, and then you put them all in the bilge or wherever you've seen them or whatever. And what happens is the cockroach will come and they'll eat that, and they'll set off the baking soda, okay, and explode. No, seriously, their internals just.
Wow, that's funny. So you wind up like finding exploded cockroaches.
And then the next cockroach comes and eats that one, and it explodes.
Oh wow!
So it has a good
chain reaction. Yeah.
Chain reaction. Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, Kim. Kim is watching. She said hi.
Hi, Kim.
Okay, great. I I guess that's it for today. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll post this later so that if you missed it when it's live, you can watch it later. So, all right, thanks, Scott. Have a good weekend.
Thank you. You
And
too.
and
Thank you, folks. Appreciate everybody listening and reading. We're very, very happy, and we've got more to come.
Yes, thank you all for tuning in. All right, bye.